right. I'm here with Rich, the founder of JetDesigns. Rich, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, Andrew?
Doing good. Hey, for those that may not know you, do you want to give just a brief introduction of yourself?
Yeah, my name's Rich. I'm the founder of Jet Studios, and within Jet Studios, we built and scaled JetDesigns, which is the business that got acquired on acquired.com.
Right on.
But yeah, my background is in growth marketing, advertising, creative strategy. So that's kind of how everything led to starting with JetDesigns.
Love it. Well, for those that may not know JetDesigns, what did it do? What problem did it solve?
Yeah, so I'd say our whole tagline or slogan is like Netflix for design. But if you're familiar with Design Pickle or Superside, it's like a design as a service. But I would say what we did differently was really focus on early stage tech startups. So from pre-seed to Series A, Series B, that was kind of our sweet spot, and where we're able to provide the most value.
Nice. I love that. I love those types of businesses, like a productized agency, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's been interesting. It's been good, and yeah.
Right on. Tell me, how'd you get your first customers? You just do cold outreach?
Yeah.
Ads,
So
social?
the whole idea with this is when my friend who started, he raised a pre-seed round, and he said, "Hey, we're looking for fine talent. I know you in the past you worked with different designers overseas. Can we just pay you instead us going through the hiring process and spending $6,000 to $10,000 per month for an SF based one?" So that's kind of how it started, and we really leveraged my friends, for the portfolio and just everything, testimonials, and then one thing led to another, and then using that, just my background, like I mentioned, being in growth marketing, we ran some ads on Facebook and Instagram. That was really good, as well as outbound on LinkedIn, and email, just reaching out to recently funded companies. That was kind of our two main channels.
Nice. What was the hardest part about running that business? Did anybody send you 1,000 design requests or anything like that?
Exactly. So
what was the toughest part?
That's a great point. I think on the operational side, it is super. We had to really I think initially the hardest part was finding out our ICP. Like I mentioned, pre-seed to Series A, B startups. That was a little faster, but we used to just take any tech startup wanted to work with us. But the problem was they'd work with us for let's say a month or two, and really essentially milk us out in terms of requesting a ton of different designs. And at the time, we had a money back guarantee for the first one. So they would use us for 3 weeks, almost a month, and a few days before they'd cancel. So that really sucked. And I don't think I'd recommend other founders. That was pretty hard. But other than that, yeah, finding good talent obviously is difficult. But I think once you have a few good designers, they have their own network and they invite their friends to hey, I love working at JetDesigns, and just ramping it up was pretty straightforward.
Nice. What was the most common design request? Was it sales collateral, marketing collateral, homepage changes? What did you see?
Yeah, so it was a mix of UI UX. So I think that the startups that really stayed with us the longest, and are still clients, for the over a year now, they really need help on iterative stuff. So if they're building a SaaS, it's not just a one-off thing like a landing page or a website. You need that constant change. So that was really good. And obviously marketing collateral, so social posts for LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, etc. So I would say those two categories for sure.
Nice. That sounds like a great business. You get, service revenue, but it's recurring. So you have some predictability in the business, which makes it easier to scale, and then so on and so forth. Let me ask you this. It sounds like things were going really well. You had product market fit. You had some awesome clients. What made you decide to sell the business?
Yeah. So again, this was the first time really scaling a team, hiring, and just setting up systems in place. So it was great to get to that 0 to 1 phase essentially. But it was just reflecting and then thinking about, first of all, is this something that I want to work years from now? I love JetDesigns and everything I've learned. I'm like, okay, especially with like AI and everything going on, I wanted to at least try and see what we could build based off of what I learned from JetDesigns. So that was one reason, and then I guess this ties in with like just finding like the right person. So someone experienced who actually scaled something like this before. I wanted to see it kind of like grow me type of thing. So that was another reason. Yeah.
Nice. I think those are smart reasons to sell. Like if you know, have something bigger that you want to go after, or the business has reached a certain point where maybe bringing someone else in could take it farther. I see that all the time. I think those are awesome reasons to sell. But you list on acquire.com. What did the first week look like? How many buyers reached out? What were your expectations? How did that go?
I mean, I loved every part of it. I think it was like super easy, seamless. I would say, Andrew, and you and your team, where you set up with like the templates for like the data room, that was like a game changer. And then same with like other resources. So I think that was great. And then, you know, just the inbound that I got with just so many different people, like PE firms, and then like solo founders, as well as like established like actual agencies, like marketing agencies that wanted to, you know, expand to like the design services and stuff. So it was really cool to see like a mix of like different people and how like JetDesigns could help. So it was like oh, like this is actually a happening moment, and you know, your platform made it super like seamless and easy for us.
Great to hear. What acquisition experience did you have before acquire.com? Did you have any understanding of the process or?
Yeah, so I don't know. On my free time, I always like looking at like, you know, different founders like and building different things, and they list on like other sites like Flippa, I guess, and then I sometimes go through Acquire, and it just seemed like Acquire was the best place to go through, just from like all of the reviews, and then even a friend who sold through Acquire, and then like the whole escrow process was simple. So that was the main reason. I didn't have any, you know, position and experience. It was just going through your guys' resources and like listening to all of your like webinars and like your reading your posts. So that's like that was like amazing.
Right on. Love to hear it. Well, tell me, so the winning buyer, how did you end up choosing to work with him? Was the offer great? Did you guys get along on a certain level? What made you say, hey, this is the person I want to sell my business to? Let's do this.
Yeah, so I had a bunch of different calls with like amazing vendors, and it's like really tough to choose, and I think it's like a good problem to have. But the final thing was like, hey, I ended up getting like two good offers, and I chose the other person because of just the conversations that we had. It was like a instant click, I guess, from first chat. We were really just already like discussing like next steps and different like growth ideas. So it felt like a natural conversation, whereas some of them, they felt a little like transactional. It was just like, show me the numbers, that type of thing. So I think that was it, and we just really vibed well. So I don't know. Yeah, that was kind of it. It was like a gut feeling with the offer. So yeah.
Right on. How was the escrow process? How was the transition over to the new buyer? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so escrow was super easy, super seamless. Like you guys set up an amazing job with like the whole partnership and seeing the whole steps. Like, hey, it's the buyer's turn now, or it's the seller's turn now to do X, Y, Z. I was like so easy, and even during the whole, you know, due diligence process, you guys have like the AI generated like tasks, so that was really good. And you know, it just helped both of us, myself being the seller and then the buyer, just like get what everyone needs, and it made it super simple. So yeah,
Right
10
on.
out of 10. Yeah.
Right on. Did you work out any sort of transition with the buyer, meaning you'll help out for 6 months or less than that, or a couple hours a week? What did that look like?
Yeah. So that is it's 3 weeks for sure, and then after that, it's like for every additional week, it's like you know, additional pay type of thing. So I think it worked out, and it incentivizes both of us to do a great job in the first 3 weeks, get up to date, all that stuff. But if he does need support, I'm there. And yeah, the goal is to kind of like make sure that everything is working well for him. And then like any other ideas that he wants to test out while I'm here, I'm happy to help. So I think, yeah, negotiating that early on was really, really key.
Nice. Did you let all buyers know that you were open to providing a transition service, or was this just something you negotiated with the one buyer?
Yeah, so this was I put it in the listing. Like, hey, I'm willing to do like 3 to 4 weeks, and then additional we can talk about that. So I just felt like it was right, just because it's not like a simple SaaS where you can just kind of like plug and play. So I wanted to really make sure the next owner was set up for success.
Yeah, it's a great way to get more offers too, because you're de-risking the acquisition opportunity for buyers. Because the last thing, the biggest fear for every buyer is, I'm going to acquire this business, not know how to run it. The founder's going to leave. So clearly stating up front, like, hey, I'll be around, I'll help you. Doesn't necessarily have to be a lot of time. Even just a couple hours a week can make all the difference.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you even mentioned that in some of your like resources to really just be in their shoes, right? And then see what's going to make them make their life easier. So that's what I tried to do.
100%. If you were speaking to another founder and they were looking to sell their business, what do you think 3 pieces of advice you'd give to them?
I think starting off with one would be just like make sure your data room is clean. Like I mentioned, use the templates, and then start really early, like earlier than you think you need to, just because like a lot of things, just keeping everything organized. I think it's like good for you as well. It's like even if you don't end up selling it, like, everything organized. So before going through this whole like acquisition process, I didn't really set up a data room that well. But knowing now, like it's like a no-brainer. And then just leverage a lot of the acquire assets and like templates and even like the P&L templates. And that was like amazing. And this is all tied together. But the SOPs, like I think written SOPs are great, but like recording like Looms, I think that was really great for all of my team members and contractors to say, hey, like also the buyer, like show them, everything's in written form plus like video form. You can just refer to it whenever you'd like, and it's like visual, so it's super easy.
I love that advice, especially recording the videos. That is such a huge difference between businesses with little to no information and a business that outlines the product and how marketing works and support works and all the processes. That alone can save you so much time in meeting with buyers, and also get more offers. You did a great job with everything all the way till close.
I appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, second one, I have 2 more if that's okay.
Yeah, man, I'd be happy to help you with those additional businesses for sure.
Oh yeah, I meant like on the side of like 2 other advices I think would be like, the second one being just like use acquire.com just for like the different reasons. Like the advisor, like Kai was great, and then even like your support team, they're probably annoyed for me, but I asked a lot of questions, and yeah, you guys were like really quick to respond. That was always amazing. On the third side, I think like there was like a quote, something like, any deal is better than like a strikeout or something like that. And that was like, hey, like I think that's true. And a lot of, I think I see listings on there where vendors want to get obviously the max price they can, but also being realistic and saying like, okay, what's actually fair for both parties. And you mentioned that too in your webinars and stuff. Yeah, those are the 3.
Right on. Again, those are 2 additional great pieces of advice for founders. The second one, leaning on, experts with guidance and just experience going through the process. That's what we're here for. I'm glad the support team was helpful. That's what we do all day long. Because acquisitions can be confusing, and they can be stressful. So anything we can do to help. And then absolutely the resources. That's why we made them. So glad it all worked out, man.
Yeah. All thanks to you guys.
Right on. Well, What are you building next? What's next for you?
Yeah. So I think it'd take maybe a few weeks off just to kind of just like explore that type of thing. But yeah, other than that, been working on been vibe coding a bit and just working on like Chrome extension. So this one's for basically like crypto traders, and essentially, a lot of my friends and people, they spend a lot of time on like TradingView, like hours looking at charts. But with this Chrome extension, you just take a screenshot of the chart that you're looking at, and you can, with like ChatGPT, like AI models, you can just chat with the actual chart, and like it's like kind of like a really super smart crypto buddy, right, living right in your browser. So yeah, just been kind of playing around with that, getting the V1 reviewed right now by the Chrome Web Store. So it's been fun just exploring.
Right on. Well, Rich, if people want to follow along, hear more of your journey online, where can they find you?
Yeah, I'd say LinkedIn. LinkedIn is just like Rich, Rich Yoon. That's my name. So you can just search for me there, or like LinkedIn, Rich J, Jay.
Right on. Well, Rich, you're a legend. Congrats again on the acquisition, and maybe we'll see you back again with an even bigger success story.
Exactly. Appreciate it, Andrew.
Cheers.
Take care.